Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Storm here.
Tom here.
We are watching more of the Orville today, episode 12 of season 2. Last episode was really good and sad. Gordon, he met the love of his life from the past, and it wasn't real, but it seems so real.
It seems so real until he decided to start changing things up.
To actually bring her to life like that and use the memories of her. I mean, I'm guessing it's pretty accurate and the lines get blurred.
The simulation kind of programmed everything based on her phone. But then once Gordon decided to remove the boyfriend and start changing things, it became a program. No longer, no longer a person's ideas and memories.
Yeah, I mean, it is their ideas and memories. You're right. It changed because the person that he deleted actually changed her life to such a degree that made her who she was in that present moment with him. So she didn't become a singer if he wasn't there, if her ex-boyfriend wasn't there.
Right. So they had nothing in common because she was too afraid to do it on her own.
Yeah. So it's quite amazing that how much one person can actually change your life for the better or for the worse, but hopefully for the better.
You sure you don't want me to take your bag? Looks like it's heavy.
No, I am fine.
Yeah, they were acting sneaky. What are they looking for?
This was a mistake. If we are discovered, we
Already.
will not be. The difficult part is complete. We have evaded their scans and they do not appear suspicious. Nonetheless, we must remain vigilant. You see?
Ooh, the Tesseract.
We have nothing to fear.
What fear itself. I'm just a dinosaur.
It's fun.
Hey, Marina Sirtis.
Oh, yeah! I know her. She was, I'm going to say Demona. Was she Demona?
She was Demona. She was Troy on TNG.
I don't share with females. Why not?
Ooh.
My papa says females are weak. Well, your papa's stupid. Now give it back.
Ooh, not cool.
No, we do not shove people. Olivia, you okay?
Oh, that's so cool that she's in this. See? So she doesn't know. Or they don't know.
This isn't the first time that Topa's been disrespectful to a female student, but he crossed a line today.
Was he provoked in some way?
I don't think so, but even if that were the case, it's unacceptable behavior.
Perhaps you should consider separating the male and female children.
Because it's Clyden's fault.
Trouble getting along with the girls.
We apologize for our son's disruptive behavior. We will speak with him.
Thank you.
Clyden's so emotional. Because Clyden was female, so he's even more resentful with the whole thing.
Is it true that you had an altercation with a fellow classmate?
Yes.
Why?
She had a piece I needed.
Your teacher says you took it from her, and then you pushed her.
Yeah, so?
That was wrong, Topa.
But she's a female.
That makes no difference.
They're inferior. It doesn't matter what they think.
Where did you hear such things?
From Papa.
That's bad parenting.
Go to your room, Topa. We will discuss your punishment later.
I didn't do
Go to your
anything
room,
wrong.
Clyden.
Go.
Oh, look how Clyden's looking at him. Good job. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
You are siphoning power beyond regulation levels. Please disconnect the device. It is sensitive research. I would prefer to wait until we
Are they hacking into the system?
What are you carrying that would require
Keeping it
such
powered
power?
up.
You
A
will open it.
weapon. What is it? What is it? It's a Tesseract. Oh, it's a baby!
The female,
Oh,
probably.
that was a big surprise. I didn't think there would be an actual living creature in there. Aww.
Why are you hiding this infant? She is our daughter.
Oh my
We
god!
are fleeing Mortless. We do not want her to undergo the corrective procedure or to live in hiding as an outcast. Where do you intend to go? attempts here.
Oh.
Their government has granted us asylum. The captain of the research vessel has agreed to take us there. I beg you not to report this. Our child will be taken from us. We love her
Oh,
just as
he
she
totally
is.
understands.
You are asking me to lie to my captain. Orders to Commander Grayson.
Go ahead.
Our Mocklin visitors required power for a stasis chamber, which contains perishable supplies. I will provide them with an alternate power source.
Acknowledged. Thanks, Bortus.
Okay. Not
You will not
lying,
forget your
really.
kindness.
Oh, stretching the truth, I guess.
Yeah.
Topa, may we come in?
Is he gonna show Topa the baby?
He might explain to Topa
But
that
this is
he was a female.
I know, but it's a big secret.
It is all right, Korik. He has promised not to speak of what he sees here today. Isn't that right, Topa?
Yes, Papa.
I hope we can trust that.
He's still a kid.
Yeah. Oh, yep. See?
It's been brought to my attention that we may have had an unauthorized passenger on board. Yes. That'll be all, Clyden.
See, now this is bad because they're teaming up. He's manipulating his son.
Papa, I didn't mean to tell.
It is all right, Topa. We will discuss it later.
How do you know they were telling the truth? If you had called me, I could have run a DNA scan to see if they were really the parents.
I had no reason to doubt them.
I'd say there's plenty of reasons. For one, they boarded a Union ship under false pretenses. For all we know, they kidnapped that baby.
I do not believe so.
Well, that's really nice for you. But you put all of our asses on the line if you're wrong.
Yeah.
That was not my intention. Well, we transported that baby, so we need to be sure. Find that ship and plot an intercept course.
And then you gotta tell people, and then it's gonna expose the family, and can their kids still be taken away?
What do you intend to do if we find them? Well, let's verify their story first and then go from there. Dismissed.
This sucks. Kermit the Frog. Like when it gets so serious, you still see Kermit there. That's pretty cool, and it's unknown because he can't
Any sign of
stand.
the ship?
Negative. However, the innermost planet reads as habitable.
Cool.
Take us into a high orbit.
How exciting.
The planet's surface is over 80% ocean, but there are several dozen island chains. I have located the Mocklin vessel on an island near the equator.
I'm picking up biosigns. Thousands of them.
Sir? They're Mocklin.
What?
Probably all the hidden Mocklins.
They're Mocklin, huh? Maybe it's a whole different society here.
It's all females.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe all females, or maybe just a society that's not so judgmental. Everyone's equal.
We get to play outside. Yay!
What a cool idea, too, to have like this hidden star system. That's crazy. And how do you guys find this place? It looks like Earth.
We all do.
Oh, yeah, they look slender. They're all female. Yeah, looks like all female. Right? Maybe.
My God. They're women.
The Amazons. Cool.
It's kind of like going to Wakanda, you know, where like everything's just hidden and off the radar.
Yeah. This is so good to see. So there's a lot more females than you realize. So are these, I wonder if these are all Mocklins dropped off. Like
Probably.
the family you just saw. Oh. Was she the one that we saw
Messiah,
originally?
put away your
No.
weapon.
I don't think so. She was
No,
much older.
She was hidden. Yeah, she was hidden in caves.
Hermina, you have an extraordinary talent for tracking me down, Captain.
Yeah, maybe it was her.
Oh, here it
Females
is.
we saw. How many are there?
Commander Bortus, what I am about to say will come as a shock to you. There are many more females born on Mocklus than the government has ever publicly admitted.
The
They
government!
must all undergo the corrective procedure, but some oppose it. And those that do risk everything to escape Mockless and make their way to the sanctuary.
Probably
In
a
our
better
colony,
planet, a better
There
place.
are over 6,000.
Wow. What is this?
That's Dolly Parton.
Good 9 to 5.
She speaks with the might of 100 soldiers.
Yeah, I guess she does.
This is the voice of our revolution.
Oh my goodness.
There's actually a whole bunch of stuff in it.
The first one.
Go Dolly.
Stab, stab, punch, punch. Ooh.
Please, make your statement. This is a flagrant insult to every Mocklin in this chamber. You will not allow this female to speak. The council has already voted on the matter. You'll get your turn to talk, don't you? For now, sit down and listen.
Wow.
Working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Service and devotion. You would think that I
Only they know it though. It's
deserve a
okay.
fair promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. In the spirit of her courage, please hear our voices. Thank you.
That's good.
May I ask what you're doing here?
We are here for the same reason as you. To monitor the colony while the council decides its fate.
Really? Then why send a battle cruiser?
If it so happens that the colony is not granted Union protection, we wish to ensure that justice is served without delay and without interference.
So we can kill
Until
everyone
the council
there.
reaches a decision, there's nothing for either of us to do but wait here quietly.
Indeed. I am sure we will speak again soon.
Holy crap. So this is
Orders.
really bad.
Take us to Yellow Alert.
Aye, sir. It is late. I will be home soon. We have much to discuss. There is nothing more to say until the council reaches its decision. We cannot ignore the possibility that we will be going back to Mockless. I imagine that would please you. What do you mean? You have never been comfortable aboard this ship.
He's like, I'm not comfortable right now.
Yeah, I was wondering.
It does not. You did not bother to greet Commander Grayson.
That's true.
And you have not acknowledged her presence since you have been standing here.
Listen, guys, I'd rather not get in the middle of...
Please, stay.
Awkward. That's good though.
You rarely leave our quarters or socialize with the crew. You cling to traditions that serve no useful purpose. Your mind remains closed, and you wish to raise our child to embrace this ignorance.
Bridge to Commander
It's
Grayson.
true.
4 Mocklin
He is
shuttles
spot
are heading
on.
for the surface.
Oh no! Oh, they're being
Report.
sneaky.
No response from the shuttles, and the Mocklin ship just raised its deflectors.
Oh crap.
Channel open.
Captain Jacone, you mind telling me what the hell you're doing?
We were given orders to apprehend the colonists. They are to be returned to Mockless where they will answer for their crimes. Do not interfere.
Holy crap. No decision was made yet.
Sir, Kelly's out there. I can't just tell her to sit back and do nothing. You tell her to hold tight. The Orville will take no provocative action that could escalate the situation. But sir, that being said, communications can be spotty inside a nebula.
Ah.
The message may not get through.
Hint,
Of
hint,
course
hint.
it'll get through. We just got a new
Hint,
communications
hint.
array as a part. Right.
Oh.
Yes. Sorry.
Duh.
Long day.
It's funny.
Roll his eyes.
Yeah, it's alright. Now that Orville is big.
Commander, we're receiving a transmission from Earth.
It's the captain. Finally. Put him on.
It's a little spotty.
We've been trying to reach you. Things have all gone to hell out here.
I know. What's your status?
I have a shuttle prepped and ready. You gotta get me clearance to go down there and protect that colony.
Official orders are to hold your position.
What?
But it's a little spotty.
Unofficial orders are go work on your tan.
Sweet.
Mortis, you have the con.
Commander, you are not going down there alone.
This could be a career ender. I can't ask anyone else to risk it. Take the con. That's an order.
I must disobey that order.
Oh.
Bortus, those are Mocklins. You may have to fire on your own people.
Commander, we are wasting time.
Wow. I got your back.
Tala?
Allie, you got the
bridge.
Ooh, what do I do? What do I do? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. That's a nice chair.
She looks small in that chair.
She does, yeah. Oh, just. Oh, crap! I'm like, you're too close. Oh, dicks.
Power to the deflectors.
No effect.
Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Red alert. Isaac, target their emitters. Whoa. Hang on. If you fire on that ship, that's an act of war.
It sure is.
The Mocklins are members of the Union. You can't make that call on your own. Get Kelly on the comm.
Kelly's never gonna give that order. If she can end her career, so can I. Isaac?
Emitters targeted.
Holy crap.
Fire.
Oh, it's getting spicy! Ooh, you can start firing amongst each other now. Yep. Oh no! Oh, crud.
I'll give you one warning. Lower your weapons and walk away from those people.
And Kelly's a female, so we don't want to listen to that.
Not interfere, human. This does not concern you.
Typical guy. Never listens.
Oh, jeez. Belly fart. And I
Cue the
should have
belly
seen that
button.
coming. Oh, great.
Cue the war song.
9 to 5, we fight. Oh my god. 9 to 5. Go, guys. For this. Woo-hoo. Wow. We got a good pilot too.
I got an idea. If I can take us out of orbit and back into the nebula, the natural EM interference will confuse their targeting
He's
scanners.
flying.
Ours too.
Do it. Go.
Yeah, I was like, what you doing? Good thinking. It's so pretty. And hopefully no floating rocks.
Yeah. There's planets in there. Something else could be in there.
Yeah.
This problem is an internal matter for the Mocklins to handle themselves. The Union Council is not a policing body.
I must reluctantly agree. If the Union imposes its will on Mocklins, it sets a dangerous precedent.
Ambassador, the Mocklins and the Krill can't stop the Kalon alone, and you know it.
Mocklins would be destroyed. But that little planet inside the nebula might just be
Insignificant enough to fly under the radar. And if that happens, the only Mocklins left in the galaxy
would be female.
Oh, when you say it like that.
you'd still be a single-sex species.
Oh, when you put it like that. Touche.
With the chairperson's permission, I would like to propose a provisional compromise.
Proceed, Admiral Halsey. These are the terms I suggest.
The Union agrees not to recognize the sovereignty of the colony at this time.
And the colonists agree to end their clandestine immigration network.
Effective immediately. In exchange, the Mocklin government
Shall agree to leave the colonists in peace and take no further action against them now
or in the future.
Compromise for now. And then they're going to really see how many females are born. Uh-oh. Yeah, Kelly. Oh, no. Yeah, he has so much pent-up anger.
That's what I mean. That's why he's been waiting for this.
Yeah. Oh, thinking of Chopa.
But at least in this sense, too, that the females are seeing that not all males are evil.
An agreement has been reached.
That's
It is
good.
all right. You are safe now.
Aw. I love Bortus. He's like my favorite.
He's a tough softie.
He is.
The revolution has begun. We will rise, one small victory at a time.
I believe you will.
She's a good leader.
Captain, do you suppose Dolly Parton would be proud of us?
She has a lot of songs.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you a CD.
We'll give you tickets to Dollywood.
That's a vibe, yeah. Oh, he's a good daddy. Oh, how cute. Look at that. He's so proud. That's big for him.
That's huge for him.
He's such a great character, too, because, you know, he's always so serious, and you could just really feel all his emotions, you know. That was a really good episode. I love the whole Mocklin dynamic, the whole conflict with males and females. Like, you know, I try to see both sides, and of course I agree with Ed the Union, or mainly Ed and the Orville, you know, that everyone should be equal, and the Mocklins are just so stubborn and narrow-minded, you know, sticking to old ways that, you know, they were brought up with. But, you know, and seeing how complicated it is also with Clyden, like, he has always been stuck on those beliefs, and he is fully committed to that. Like, he never budged from that. And
well, that's the thing though about dealing with other species though. It's like they were saying at the beginning, like, you have to respect their beliefs and traditions
to a certain extent, yeah.
Well, because our beliefs are one way, we can't force them on a different, you know, species. They have to learn for themselves. But at the same time, you have females who are actively showing that they want to be respected. So that's kind of like the, you know, the gray area.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing. And I love how like these obvious conflicts are brought up in discussion, literally, where Ed's like breaking it down, where it's like, okay, well, what's the union about? Because here we're getting scared, where we're being intimidated to keep the Mocklins because they have the weapons. So we're kind of losing our values because of them intimidating that part or threatening us that we're not going to have the weapons, but all around they're going to need us, and we have to, you know, adapt and change, and just remember that we're all equal, kind of thing. So it is hard. Like, I get it. Like, with cultures, you gotta, you know, really be open-minded, understand the differences, and this is taking it even more extreme. But, you know, what happens if a culture was killing babies, you know, just because they didn't like that their eyes were green? You know, and
well,
so where do you draw the line?
Well, look at, even in Roman history, look at the Spartans back, you know, several years ago, that they would get rid of the babies that weren't perfect in their eyes.
Any kind of like defect, you know, anything they deemed as a defect, they would just like kill the babies, and it's awful. And even in nature, would you see? I mean, that's different, but well, survival of the fittest.
And just to reiterate that whole Spartan thing, I hope that's correct. I'm going off the movie 300, just so you know.
I've heard from fans
factual
that
backup.
That's true. But yeah, thank you for saying that too, because I was kind of going with that too, and I just kind of trust fans sometimes. Not that it's fully accurate, but I do trust what a lot of our fans tell us in the comments, and and I've heard stuff like that too.
But so, I mean, as the union, going back to the whole meeting and everything, the union, I can see both their points too. It's also about timing. You know, right now the timing is wrong to have this huge conflict, because I think if the Kalon didn't invade, they probably would have said, yes, we're going to grant them, you know, sovereignty, and then, you know, maybe have this argument with the I almost called them the Bordas, the Mocklins, you know, until they figure it all out. But they have to be delicate, and they have to kind of give a balance between we need them, they need us. We don't want this to happen, but we can't do anything about it because it's going to affect them. So that's why they had to come to this delicate agreement, which not everybody wins, but not everybody loses either. They all get something.
Yeah. Yeah. So this episode was very exciting too, because just discovering this planet, like, that was a big reveal to see that there are a lot of female Mocklins. It wasn't just the male Mocklins over generations forcing females out of the picture with corrective surgery. They, like, nature still wanted to create them, and they were, being taken away from the planet onto a different habitable planet far away, hidden. Like, how perfect. And there's 6,000 on this planet alone. So now that they can't traffic, which is such a bad word, because when I think trafficking, you think sex trafficking and stuff like that, which kind of is in its own way, but it's definitely not even comparable to what's going on Earth. But in this case, it's really good for the babies to grow up naturally. So how many more females are born every year on Mocklin? Like, so that's going to be an eye opener. And I think that's really going to change Mocklin's history when people start seeing, if the government doesn't like get to it first and correct the sex, before anyone else can know about it. But I just feel like that's going to be really hard to control, and people are going to start hiding their female babies. And so that's going to be a whole thing on its own where,
like Havina said, yes, their underground has stopped, meaning they can't go out and bring people back to their planet anymore under the agreement. Yeah. But she said somebody will start up another one.
That's true too.
Like, and now since word will get out saying that they let these people be, there's a chance that they can let another colony be.
Yeah.
So someone's going to try it. It might take a little bit, but somebody will try it and hopefully succeed, and then things will get moving in a new direction. I mean, this is the start of it. Like you said, the revolution has started, especially using Dolly Parton's war song.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, that cracked me up so much.
I'm going to keep calling that the war song now.
Yeah, the war song, 9 to 5. I love how I like Havana's character a lot, and I like how passionate she is. Like the first song she hears with certain words and a female singing it, she's like, "Oh, that is our war song," and it just, and the fact that came up with the whole battle scene, like I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, it just really made it even greater,
It's I was did they say a name for this colony? I don't know if
they might have. I can't recall. They might.
But anyways, so this new planet that they found, when they first got there, they had a security force down there that obviously brought them to meet Havana.
Havana.
Yeah.
It's Havena.
I'm gonna say it like 8 different ways. So
that's okay. Yeah.
even if you tell me 1,000 times, it's gonna come out 8 different ways for me. I apologize. Anyway, when they brought them to her, her security force reminded me a lot of Wakanda, just the way that they dressed. They were very, elite. Mm-hmm. And plus the whole idea of them being secluded from the rest of the world, that nobody really knows that they exist except for a select few. So it's kind of like it has that hidden prospect to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the whole idea of their planet, and I didn't know what to expect this episode. So when they were going through this nebula, I was kind of like, oh God, like right when we first saw the 2 parents, the Mocklin males, hiding this baby, we didn't know what it was at first in the suitcase, but I was like, oh, come on, seriously, they're going to be up to no good right away. Like, who are these people, and then come to find out they're actually doing something good, trying to save their daughter.
Well, even finding out that they weren't on course to their destination that they were.
Yeah, then I'm like, oh, maybe they are doing something bad. Maybe they are kidnappers, and I was kind of worried. I was like, oh God, like, who are these people? But it actually was a good thing, and to have this reveal of this planet of people who escaped.
Well, my first
surprise.
Yeah, I mean, my first thought was when we found out that they were deceiving and going in the wrong direction to drop off this kid. I kind of thought that maybe they were going to like a collector or something that collects rare things,
Ooh, like in Guardians of the Galaxy, the collector.
Right.
What does he do? I don't know if he does that or something.
That's Friends.
yeah, something like that. I knew it. It's from something I know.
It's a bad word in Friends.
I kind of remember that. That's really funny. But I thought the collector did something like that too, so maybe that was a reference of Friends or something. But yeah, like who knows? Like that could have been a thing too. So I like seeing that where Bortus, like I was with Bortus there, and with instinct, I just was like, yeah, they're telling the truth and they're trying to protect their baby, and he can relate to that. Like he has so much regret. And not only regret, a lot of mixed emotions, because he had no control over what happened to Topa, having the sex change. Like he had no control over that. So he has so much guilt and not hate, but he's just so upset over that whole thing. And so he can easily relate. So I agree with him not saying anything to his team, but at the same time, it wasn't his place to do that. He shouldn't have lied. And I like that where they're all like family. It's professional, but they're really close family too. And then Ed Kelly and all the main people are there. And they're like, you shouldn't have done that because now it's all our butts on the line and there's all these risks. They could have been kidnappers. So it's really throwing you all these other things that could have happened that Bordas didn't even think of. Like we didn't really think of it either. And it's true, we just like believed it. So it is good to see that things can happen, and then to see that they went completely to like didn't even go on the course they said they were going to go on. That was scary because I'm like, okay, yeah, this is bad. So it is good to be honest, but I get why he wasn't, because being honest isn't always a great thing in this case when there's all these laws in place that make things very difficult and actually could be bad in certain circumstances, But I really loved Bordas's journey in this episode, and him like. You can just tell he was so upset, and then wanting to go with Kelly to help her. It was to help his friend or his, his boss is, but like a teammate, like they already went through hell together on that other planet with the Zodiac crimes or whatever. So, like for him to go with her, it wasn't just to help her out. It was for his own well-being, or just to like let off some steam, because he was just so upset with Topa. He wanted to defend the females. Like he respects females. So for him to go with Kelly, that's what I love about Bordas. He's very open-minded.
I kind of feel, I don't want to say bad for Bordas, but he's got such a hard time at home because, he believes so much one way, and Clyden is the complete opposite and not willing to even compromise. And then you got Topa, who's in the middle of it, who I would assume spends more time with Clyden than Bordas, because Bordas is out working and Clyden's at home all the time.
Yeah.
So that's why Clyden's beliefs are more rubbing off on Topa. But I mean, it was nice to see Bordas, the conversation that Bordas had with Topa kind of rub off on him in the school.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree. I think Bordas is a really good parent. The only thing I disagree with, which I get, he wanted Topa to see a female Mocklin because he probably wouldn't believe there were females. But that was way too risky to do, and he shouldn't have done that, because then it's like, keep the secret from your other dad. But
right,
so that's another whole thing.
Well, that's the thing. They're a kid. No matter how much their intent is to keep it a secret, sometimes they just spoil it without even realizing they did it.
Yeah, and keeping a secret isn't always, it's deceitful, so that's like a whole other thing as well.
Yeah,
but it was bad when Clyden, because you can see how he was holding Topa and then like smirking and giving Topa this like look of like, you did the right thing, don't listen to your other dad.
Well,
that's not good either.
I also wish that Clyden, would bring it to Bordas's attention first, instead of going, this is like the second or third time Bordas has just completely, I'm sorry, not Bordas. It's like the second or third time that Clyden has went over Bordas's head without discussing this with him first, and went straight to the captain.
Oh yeah.
To somebody else and been like, can you believe what's going on? This is what's going on, and it's like, dude, you're throwing him under the bus, without even discussing it with him first, saying, why did you take Topa to go see this baby? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? And then if it didn't agree with it, then you can go further. But
it's so true.
He's your mate. Talk to him first.
That's the thing, because he is so stubborn and proud with his beliefs that he does not want to be wrong. So,
but you're also in a committed relationship too.
Exactly. I think Clyden's totally in the wrong, and he's just so proud and stuck up in his own way that he wants to make sure he gets his way. Well, he does not want to debate it. So he's like, I'm going to go to someone higher up to make sure. I don't think either one of
them want a divorce either.
Yeah, and you can tell Clyden cares for Bordas still. I know divorce, it was a joke, murder, hopefully not anymore. But yeah, like, I can tell Clyden cares for him, because he does apologize. He's like, I don't want to hurt you, and I really think he means that. But he just thinks he's right. There's no knocking over that tree. There's no compromise. There's no
talking about it.
Yeah, like he's just right, and he will not listen to Bordas. Bordas is so open-minded, and
Topa has to get stuck in the middle of all that.
Yeah. But he
doesn't know. He's not old enough to really, understand his own beliefs. I mean, he can believe something, but does he really know to what capacity those beliefs, how they affect others?
Yeah, and the thing
he's
is
still
with
learning.
Clyden, he's still learning, and Clyden's always there with him and always like in his ear, so that's not good. But Bortus did a great thing, and at the end, that was a huge step as well with Topa playing with a girl, and I think there was another girl across the way. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, other kid, but yeah, like and he was totally just natural and having a fun time. So Bortus really got to him too. So that's a really good step to see that he is listening to his dad and understanding. That
but I also think that
can't judge females.
With this whole conflict, I think that Bortus needs to spend more time with Topa by himself.
Yes, because he does work a whole lot, and
he does work a whole lot, but he also needs to get Topa to be more diverse with his thoughts. Spending time with Clyden is fine, but then spending time with Bortus, he can see both sides of the story, make his own decisions.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard for all of them. I mean,
it is,
especially now with everything that could be changing down the road. There's going to be ill feelings towards both sides.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. And I want to just throw something random in there, but Tala, she was in control. She was in the captain's chair, and she was able to really give good direction and orders to people, and she rebelled, and you shouldn't do that, but it's awesome in this show. And
so she must be so in the chain of command, then she must be like number 4, right? Because you got
more of this
Ed.
When it comes
you got Ed, and you got Kelly as number 2.
Bortus.
And then Bortus is number 3, so she's got to be number 4, because as soon as Bortus leaves, she's in charge.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And, to have all these blurred lines, like, oh, communication is a little bit sketchy. So my orders didn't get through, wink, wink, go get that tan. And then they have to start shooting, and holy crap, like it was just all bad. So, but it was a really cool scene, and I'm glad they worked it out. Like, even though they're fighting amongst each other, once the union came to an agreement, they're like, okay, my bad, we're good. So.
Well, I mean, that ship is doing what it's told to do.
Yeah.
Kelly's doing what she's
kind of
told to do.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Again, blurred lines, and
I'm just getting a tan. Why are you putting a tractor beam on me?
Yeah. This was a good episode. I can't wait to see where this is going. So thank you. Oh,
one more thing. So I wanted to just say hi to all this, the cameos that we had today. So we had Marina Sirtis, who was the school teacher, who, in case nobody knows, she does the voice of Demona on Gargoyles, and she's
I was going to say that. Yeah, good.
She's also Deanna Troi in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
She had big red hair, right? Does she have red hair or just dark hair in Generation? Well, I'm just thinking of Demona. That's probably what I'm thinking.
The red hair.
She had the red hair. It wasn't curly though. I just thought she had curly red hair in the Star Trek show. Maybe she didn't. Maybe it was just dark.
It was just dark.
Okay, I blended the two. I was like, oh, because I love Gargoyles so much. Oh my god, that was my favorite cartoon growing up.
But then I'm almost 95% positive that the ambassador that was speaking during the council meeting was Tony Todd, which if anybody doesn't know him, he's played the voice. He was Worf's brother in Star Trek: Next Generation and Deep Space Nine.
That's really neat.
He's got a very distinct voice, and I'm almost positive that was him.
That's really cool.
So.
I love how we're seeing Star Trek actors in this show. Like, they're just playing different characters. I think so
Seth
awesome.
MacFarlane was a huge Star Trek fan, so I mean, it would be in his benefit too to ask these people to come in, for all these cameos.
Yeah,
that's why it kind of mixes his dream with his reality.
I think that's exciting, and I get contracts sometimes. I don't know exactly how that works, but I was kind of surprised to see so many Star Trek actors in the Orville. And I was like, is there any line drawn where they had contracts? I mean, they don't exist anymore because those shows are over, but because this show is so alike Star Trek.
It's alike, but they're not reprising their roles. I mean, as long as they're not being the same character or the same type of character,
then it's fine. Then it's
because
I think it's cool to see.
Well, Marina Sirtis, she's a school teacher, not a counselor. We saw Robert Picardo, who's a father. He's not a doctor, a hologram.
Darn it, I'm a father, not a doctor. Yeah.
So I mean, they are in distinct different roles, which I think is also really good too.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I really
now
like
if we can get Brent Spiner or Jonathan Frakes or somebody else in there.
I know Jonathan Frakes. Awesome. That's in Xanatos. Woo! and gargoyles and Riker, right?
That's
Riker?
right. You got it right.
Yeah. Our oldest brother, way back in the day when Star Trek was still big, remember he kind of like took the look of Riker. He even like did his hair like him, and it looked really good on him, right? Because he started getting the white. Oh no, maybe that's Xanatos. But didn't like Xanatos have the white here on the sides, or maybe?
Well, I mean,
Jonathan
Frakes did too when he got older. I mean,
he had the white, like the distinct white side, you know.
But did he actually admit that? I don't remember if he actually admitted.
I don't know. Sorry, I won't. Even though people know, like, I talk about it.
If you're watching this, we're just hypothesizing here.
Yeah, but he looked good like that. It was cool. Yeah, so I think he did say that, but I don't know. So anywho, it was actually really cool look. It was a good look for him. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching with us. Stay tuned for next week for episode 13. Have a great day.
Well,
Bye,
it's the end of the season. Toodles.